Hello and welcome to Catfish Trash Talk. This is episode 85. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, comedian Noelle Winters H.
Hello.
Hi, I like to change your name. I like to change your title. It's just a fun game that I play.
I see that. It's the little things.
It's like The Simpsons, right? When they started, you remember they always used to do like a weird, wacky thing on the couch?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I feel like when we start our podcast.
Okay. I'm the weird, wacky couch.
You're the weird, wacky couch. Catfish, the television show, season 8, episode 74. Come on, guys. Motherwolf and David. Motherwolf.
I don't even know what I just watched.
Okay. I have so many thoughts. By the way, guys, my COVID test is neggy.
I mean, I could have told you that.
I was waiting for it to mature.
Tracy's funny. Is it not that it's funny to get COVID, but like you could have like a hangnail and you're like, I got COVID this time.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is it. This is the real one.
Right. And I'm like, it's not though.
It is. It is. Mm-hmm. Yes. My hair was naughty before. And I was like, well,
here it is.
This is the symptoms.
Yeah. This ponytail is so tight. I can't even explain it to you.
That's COVID.
This is a COVID tail.
Noelle. Motherwolf and David.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys
I told you this is going to be a good one.
If you guys want to hear more about our symptoms, go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast and you will find our bonus podcast BS. Also, remember something. We have 2 other podcasts, Teen Mom Trash Talk, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk, completely free everywhere you get podcasts. Noelle, don't yawn. This is not boring.
No, you're not boring. It's the nighttime. That's all. This is very late.
The nighttime is the right time.
The wrong time.
It is.
I'm in my robe now.
I know. I was thinking about it too. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I need to work from like 1 to 2.
Me too.
That's
I'm
it.
Also freezing to death.
I am freezing to death. The wind is outrageous in New York City tonight.
Yes, it's so fucking cold in here.
It's so cold. That might be another symptom. When it gets windy. No Cammy.
No Cammy.
Don't worry, because we have Dylan Sprayberry. This is not a real person, right?
No, he's on Carmen Sandiego, this guy.
This is not
Sprayberry?
This is not a real person. This is definitely a character, if you will.
Yes, I would. You know what? Good foreshadowing, guys.
Thank you. So he was on Teen Wolf, was he? And he was like, "Ooh, you have as much chest hair as us." And this is how you know he's a great actor.
Because he has chest hair.
Because he overreacts to everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, what a drama, man.
This is great.
So they get a email from Motherwolf, PA. Her name is June.
She would belong in one of my friends' families. I'm not going to say who, but you know.
Oh, I know exactly who you're comparing her to. Thank you very much. That was all you had to say was that. And I know exactly who you're talking about. So Motherwolf, PA, her name is June. She's 53 years old. She's a freelance dog sitter.
Me too, apparently.
Yeah. She's a freelance dog sitter as opposed to the union dog sitters. She's not unionized. She's freelance. She has 5 kids, 9 grandkids. And she met David, who lives in Orlando 20 years ago in an AOL chat room. And his name was Warlock. And his voice drove her wild.
She couldn't take it.
It was deep and husky.
She loves that. That was my nickname in high school.
That was your nickname?
Deep and husky.
Oh, God. That was you and your boyfriend. There they come again. Deep and husky. They won prom king and queen.
Deep and husky.
So she is a solitary witch at first, and then she became a Satanist. So a solitary witch, is that like a freelance witch?
Maybe along with dog sitter. A lot of freelancing here.
A lot of freelancing. Now she's a Satanist. She said that she would speak his name on the night winds.
Sure.
Duh.
Right. Obviously.
Dylan couldn't get a haircut, huh?
No.
They're like, you're hosting Catfish. And he's like, yeah, this will do.
Typical, though.
Did they wake him up and tell him?
They woke him from a slumber.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, let's do it right now. Okay. They want to know how she got the name Motherwolf.
Yes.
It's easy. So
her ex-brother-in-law had a coven.
It was a small coven.
You says coven. You always say coven.
It is. I was like,
why are they
saying coven? They can't even say coven right.
I was waiting for you to say coven. That made me LOL.
I hope they don't get COVID.
Oh, I was waiting for
it.
Yeah,
but it's a small coven.
A small one, a coven. Roosevelt Field. What am I gonna do with you?
Hello.
Palo.
Why are you like
What
this?
Oh, that's huge. What am I gonna do with you? You don't even say H's.
I don't believe in them.
No, I see that. They're against your Satanism.
Okay. Ask me who made the first car.
Who made the first car?
Henry Ford.
Right. Tracy,
H's
what am
are
I gonna do
silent.
with you?
H's are silent.
They are.
Oh, this is too late. This is too late. You're right. This is too late to
No,
go
I mean it's 10:30.
Stop.
Goodbye. R.I.P. me.
She's in York, PA.
That's the home of my favorite bookstore.
That's right. It is the home of your
Yeah.
favorite bookstore. This has to be an Airbnb. There's no way that a witch dog sitter, freelance, union, or otherwise lives in this home.
That was my first thought. I'm like, no chance is
No
this her
way.
house.
No way. She definitely has like a skull opening. She has like a live painting of Satan.
You know whose house she lives in? Probably like what's Debbie's boyfriend's name in Canada that
Oh
she
my
lives
God.
with? The house
Tony.
is like that. Yeah. She lives
She's
in
definitely
Tony's house.
100%. She has like
Yes.
gerbils, like
Yeah.
sacrifice skinned and taped to the wall.
Yes.
And they're all dusty.
Uh-huh.
It's
The
like you
most
can't even
dust. Dressers in the hallway.
you can't even dust your hamster skulls.
You can't even dust your I forgot the word for it.
Tell
Forgot
me what
it.
you were
It's
trying
over.
to say.
You know, the thing I wear on my neck because my grandmother wore it on her neck.
Oh, the Satan thing.
My grandmother wore one.
Okay, I'm gonna
This
Google it.
lady's wearing one.
Hold on one second.
It's like the thing. The pentagram. The pentagram.
That's where the president lives.
Oh,
Well,
pentagram.
near where he lives.
No, right. Okay. Close to it.
That's near the White House.
Okay.
The pentagram.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
What? And you say I'm not smart.
No, I was right when I
Noelle,
said that.
What was my GPA when I graduated college?
Yeah, 4.0.
That's
What
right.
was it in high school?
Noelle, I got a scholarship to high school.
I know. I was there. I remember when you called Fran.
Because you don't believe me. You don't believe that I'm smart, and you don't believe that the president lives right by the pentagram.
I actually don't believe that.
JK, guys, I'm not that
I
stupid.
don't believe it.
Oh my God. All right. Well, a lot of things are hard, but you know what's not? HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You could skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. With the cost of groceries going up and up, now is the perfect time to get started with HelloFresh. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout. HelloFresh has 40 weekly recipes to choose from for all meal occasions, lifestyles, and preferences. You could take your pick from meals like soy glazed salmon with rice or mushroom and chive risotto, which is delicious. Noelle and I have been using HelloFresh for so long now, and we always get to try something new. That's the best part. We always learn something new, some kind of cooking skill. Go to HelloFresh.com/catfish60 and use code catfish60 for 60% off plus free shipping. So that's HelloFresh.com/catfish60. She was a Baptist, a religious Southern conservative Baptist for 30 plus years. But then she started practicing solitary non-union witchcraft.
Right. Freelance witchcraft.
Freelance witchcraft. But then her mom died, and he actually David didn't answer the phone. So she called out to him, and they were like, "Can you show us how you do that?" And she's like, "Oh, you just open the window."
Guess what? I didn't even hear you do that.
Really? Oh,
yeah, you did your
okay, I'll do it lower.
Ooh. Okay, I heard that.
Okay, that was just a scary ghost. I don't think
it was
a
ghost. Oh.
You opened the window and did that. I have I never
out the window.
It's your project. Noelle. I don't think I ever told. I don't know if I ever told you this. Maybe I haven't told you this. I don't know.
What?
So, you know where I park my car on that block, right? So that's where my window faces. And there's houses across there.
Okay.
There's someone who's not well that lives in one of those houses. And they scream to the top of their lungs in Italian all day long. But it sounds like a demon. Do you think they're just speaking something into the wind?
And they're speaking in tongues.
Do you think
into the
they're
wind.
leaving a voicemail for David?
Probably, yes. That's funny. In Sheepshead Bay, I had the same thing.
Really?
The house in back of me,
Yeah.
the first floor, there was
Yeah.
someone who was not well,
Uh-huh.
who sat at the window all day,
Yeah.
just screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yes.
All day, every day. My mother does an impression of it.
Okay, this is what mine sounds like.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Oh,
sounds
that's
like
very scary.
like the Tasmanian devil.
No, mine went, oh,
Oh, that's scarier, I think.
yeah, it was very
Yeah.
scary.
More
They're
like
both pretty scary.
if we're comparing scaries.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't love
listen.
it. It used to wake me up every day. I'm like,
Oh no,
she only does the window.
She only does it during the day. Very deep voice for a woman too, the Tasmanian devil. But hey, I don't judge.
Hey.
So she used to holla out the window at the Project Info. So she hollered one day when her mom died because he did not answer the phone, and he called her in 30 minutes. He's like, "Hey, you called?
You rang?
You left a windmail?
Because I heard it. I picked up your
Did you do a howl?
Oh.
Good thing you knew what street I lived on.
That's right. Stonebridge Lane.
So she met him in the virtual magic chat room.
Right.
And they used to talk on the phone. And she had several relationships, but they all knew about him. And even if they gave her an ultimatum, she would have said, you know where the door is. Don't let it hit your ass on the way out.
I was going to say, don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you, honey.
That's right. Goodbye.
Goodbye forever.
You know what I want. So she forgot his address, but knows the street.
Right.
Now, she's also spoken on the phone with Dee Dee, the mother of his son, and she became friends with her too.
Because they share a house together.
Yeah, because, for the kids.
Yeah.
He sent her pictures. Now, these pictures. I can't tell if this is Vince Neil or Richie Sambora.
Okay, right?
Or a combination of the two.
I'm like, what is this?
This is someone who is...
How could you be the catfish? How could you be catfishing like this? How could you do this?
That was wild.
I'm like, this can't be a catfish. There's no way.
This was definitely someone that I used to know. Like, that's how I feel. I'm like,
I know that you know
like,
this
I
person.
know this man.
You used to work with them at a record label.
I toured with these guys.
That was like the first thing I thought too.
He sent her the pictures and said, shh. Just because she guesses like he didn't want her to show anyone his hot, sexy
right. I see.
photos.
I didn't understand that.
He's like, I don't want to say anything, but I am on a television show and it's called Rock of Love.
Right.
And my name is Sebastian.
My name is Brett Michaels.
Who's the other guy? Sebastian from
Bach.
What is he?
Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian Bach.
Oh God, that's why I keep calling this woman Steppenwolf, right? This is why in my head I keep calling her Steppenwolf.
So the whole time I'm like, oh my God, it's like that band that I really like, Wolf Mother. And they do a cover of T-Rex. Do you know about this? Listen here, Wolf Child. I love TV and I love T-Rex. I could see through your eye. I got X-ray specs. Came through your hunt like a 747.
I'm so glad that we have different taste in music.
That's me.
Because I wouldn't listen to that.
I'm a prime mover. Maybe. Oh, I don't think that was Wolf Mother. Never mind. Definitely not.
See yourself out.
Wolf Mother's a different band.
Oh God.
Just kidding, guys.
Is that Daddy Longlegs?
I hate you so much. All right, well, whatever. Listen here, Wolf Child.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. She doesn't care if he's the guy in the pictures.
She doesn't care.
She definitely doesn't care.
She doesn't.
They go to Black Cat Cafe, and at this time when I'm watching this, I start sneezing on my couch, and I'm like,
my hand to Jesus.
Yeah.
I started sneezing during this.
My
and
hand to Satan.
I'm allergic.
My hand to Freelance and Union Satan.
Okay, remember you said that tonight. Remember.
I was sneezing. I was like, are the cats
No,
coming
me too.
through?
I'm like, are they on my screen? Are they in my house?
Well, anyway. They look for Richie Sambora on
Right.
Facebook and they find David Derringer. And there's not a
Right.
lot on his Facebook. It looks pretty fake.
64 friends.
They find one that lives in Orlando, 46 with a street. So they image search Richie Sambora and they find Sexy Rexy, the real estate agent. And then if you look at the other picture, you're like, yeah, I guess that real estate agent.
Yes.
Like I could see why this guy used those pictures.
Me too.
Because
yes.
it's like a better version.
Yes, they're similar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She takes out her glasses.
Mm-hmm.
With a little electrical tape on it.
Oh, I saw.
I'm like, oh man, that's great.
That's I'm like, I know this isn't your house. You know? Like I just know.
I know. Because she was just aloof.
Yes.
She was like, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. For the television.
I don't care.
He seems disappointed.
Definitely disappointed, yes. But like more than disappointed. She's pretty upset.
Right. So she sends him a Facebook message and he's Facebook calling her. So she starts hyperventilating, this, which seems to be her favorite.
She's like shaking.
She's trembling.
Yeah.
He's like, why would you go through catfish? And he's like, can I think about it? So Neve jumps in and he hangs up and he's like, goodbye. And she's very distressed. She's crying.
She's like, I could tell he's mad.
Well, they go to Orlando anyway.
I like that Neve is like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, I'm taking you to Orlando.
Right? Mm-hmm. So they go to Orlando and they're going to just show up at his house. So they message him. They're like, by the way, we have your address and we're coming there. So hide.
Right. And I don't even think he answers back.
So she messages him and he leaves her on red.
Right.
They pull up to the blue house and someone
Neve is dressed like a fuckboy. Did you notice that?
Neve has a hoop earring.
I liked it.
With a stud. Mm-hmm. I'm like, did someone style his lobes?
I know. I like it. And he has on these a black t-shirt, gray sweatpants.
I know. I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah. I'm like, I like this look.
One episode away from Laura and he's going nuts.
I know. I like it.
Also, Dylan Sweetwater or whatever the hell his name is. He's a heartthrob.
Not to me. He's not, but he's holding her, which is adorable.
That was kind of cute.
That was nice.
So also he added nothing to this episode.
Yeah. I mean, Neve did this episode alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like when I podcast, you know,
he was definitely a co junior pilot.
Yes. He definitely junior pilot. Yes.
He doesn't have his license yet. He doesn't have his hours in. So they pull up to this blue house and someone answers the door. It is a person wearing a wig that was also cut by Mahogany from 90 Day Fiancé's wig cutter.
Yes.
Now,
and Kale's lawyer on season 2 of Teen Mom.
But it's confusing to me.
Yes.
You cut the wig?
I don't know. I was confused.
Was it growing?
When this person came out.
Did you have to trim your wig because it got too long?
Yes. Maybe they just wanted a different look. No, what I bet you happened is they tried to style it with heat and it burned.
Okay. So maybe take it to a thing to like blend it? Blue?
Take it to a thing? Blend it, boo? I was very confused.
There's a place not far from my house. I live in a Jewish neighborhood and it scares me sometimes. I'm going to tell you. Because there's these salons that style the wigs on mannequins. But sometimes I forget about it. And when I'm walking by, I get a little spooked.
I could see that.
I'm like, oh, that's not a person
Nicole
at
from
all.
90 Day.
That's not a person at all. It's just Nicole. Just a white
just a bunch of
styrofoam
Nicoles.
head. Terrifying. So David, this is David. Okay. I don't know what's happening.
I LOL'd at this whole scene because I'm like, I'm so confused and uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what's happening.
But she's fine with it.
Okay. I was kind of like upset about that because it's like, I don't even think, are you that desperate? But
Yes.
are you that desperate?
Yes.
Because you don't even really seem that desperate.
She's wolf howling about it.
Listen, but she's wolf howling, screaming into the night. Like, I got it. But like, I don't know. She doesn't seem all that desperate. That's what surprised me.
All right. Well, David tells Wolf Mother June that she looks nice. And she says, quote, "You don't look so bad yourself."
I think
that is untrue.
That is a lie. You look bad
yourself.
Yeah. Everyone looks bad.
I don't know what's happening here.
Well, that's the thing. I'm confused.
They ask David, because I don't know what to call anyone.
David says they have each other's heart.
Okay, well, they asked David if David has a phone, and David says, quote, I don't really use my phone like that. Like what? For phones?
Yeah, for phoning.
For talking?
I don't use my phone for phoning.
Well, they get June a chair.
Right. She's had enough.
And he said that there's a lot of lies, but nothing he said was a lie.
Right. There's a lot of stuff, but everything David said is true.
Right. So he's not David, but he's Denise, and he role plays David. Quote, David loves June 100%, says David.
But then the Denise voice, like, it threw me for a loop.
Okay. So June, when David says that David loves June 100%, June's like, oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Checks
like,
out.
Me too. Right.
Right. So he goes in and out of these voices, and June's like, oh, this is fun. It's a fun game. I love
June's
this
like,
game.
whatever. As long as like everyone likes me.
Right.
Cool.
So David / Denise is like, look at her. She's beautiful.
Yep.
So she wants to know she's like, all right, the next day, I have a lot of questions to ask. You're right. I need to know who's more dominant.
Right. Who's in control of this situation?
Denise or David? What? That's your question?
Well, because she wants to know, because she knows that Denise doesn't like women.
That's your question?
Of course, that's her question. What would your question have been?
100 of them. I have 100 of them that are none, and none of them are that.
No, none have been answered at all.
My question is, what do you mean? What? That's my question. My second question is how?
Right.
My third
also,
question
why?
Is, why?
Yeah.
Where?
Mm-hmm.
Donde está?
Ooh.
Right. What is happening though? What is happening? Do you identify as a male or a female?
Right. I don't think they know.
Sure. I guess like it's rude to ask a lot of questions that I had.
Sure.
Oh, but can I say the rude questions that I would have?
Yeah,
I would
of course.
ask like, not that I would ask because I wouldn't want to ask, but like these are the things that I'm curious about. Were you born male or female?
Yes.
Were you assigned male or female at birth? Do you identify as male or female?
Yes.
Do you identify as, is Denise, like when you say a role play character, do you mean like when Noelle and Matt dress up as like firemen and the lady on fire?
Right. Oh, save me.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Or is it like, do you have split personalities? Do you have those things, those personality disorders where people come in and out?
See, I think Denise seems to be more in control of that. Like, I think she can control who comes in and out.
Right. But I've seen on TikTok, like these people with these disorders where there's like actually like you watch them have a switch.
Yeah, no, I watched this whole series on it. Toni Collette played someone just like this. It was very good, but they can't control.
Right. But or is it like when I pretend that, you know what I'm saying? Like when I pretend I'm Babs on Teen
Yeah,
Mom
I
Trash
think that's
Talk,
what
like,
it is.
Like, I don't understand.
It seems to be like, okay, like I'm Noelle.
Is this like a fun game? Is this like when Noelle dresses up like an anime girl?
I didn't know that I did that.
But yes, no, because you're not. That's just,
I'm not aware of it. Well, that's the thing. I think Denise is totally aware of it and in control of it.
Okay, but we find out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, Denise. Oh God.
I think Denise, I'm just going to say this. I think Denise was assigned female at birth. I'm not sure, but I think so.
Okay. Well, Denise wears a different wig the next day.
Yes.
And Denise said she's just playing a part in a movie. And
her own movie.
June is like, well, I have a movie too. And it's called The Lady Motherwolf with Double Glasses. Because my actual eyes are on the top of my head. She's like, these are my my god eyes, my witch eyes. They're on the top of my head.
Oh, my witch eyes.
Yeah, and the sun just beats right down on them. So I wear my sunglasses on my head, my glasses on my. So she said, now this actually makes sense. So Denise is like, I was on AOL. Men would like try to send me D pics. She's like, so I made my profile male so that men wouldn't harass me.
Right.
Okay, fine. Denise says she doesn't see the sense in keeping David around. And this is, I'm like, okay.
So you've had David for 20 years.
But you've had David. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're pretending like when people catfish people, usually they're like, yeah, I know I'm not that person.
Right.
I pretended to be this person so they would like me. She's not saying that.
Right. But like, she didn't just come up with Dave like on the spot for this reason. Obviously, there's something happening under the surface. Something is
happening.
Yes.
There's an under the surface happening for sure. So, Denise
like, I don't think that Denise could say that she's attracted to women, so she had to come up with a character that was.
Okay, well, let me tell you, June is now visibly upset. And
yes.
It's because Denise doesn't want to date her.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, wait a minute. What's happening here? So now she also is like, oh, and by the way, when you were talking to Dee Dee, it was me. It's like, yeah, I knew.
Why did we even have to discuss that?
Because she wanted you to know that Dee Dee's different than Denise.
And there's so many. There's Marquis.
There's Leo, Simon, Gavin, Denise, and Marquis. So they're like, wait a minute. Right. You're not even Denise.
Right.
She's like, no, Denise is one of my characters. They won't say their name.
Right.
And then they leave.
Right. So it's kind of like, can we just say like who the number one person in the group is?
Denise is the number one person in the group, but there's not. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's not. I don't know what's happening.
But that's what I'm saying. This is why I was giggling uncomfortably throughout this whole thing. Because I don't even know if I believe this.
Right. Well, June feels empty.
Right.
And she feels like a shell of a person. But don't worry, because we got a 2-month checkup.
Let's talk about it.
2-month checkup. Her and David still talk every single day.
Mm-hmm.
David saw her walk out that door.
Mm-hmm.
Too much for him. She wants him back. He wants her back.
Mm-hmm.
Is she doing this interview from prison?
Yes.
There's a bunk bed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a wire bunk bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But that's just her role.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's just
she's role playing.
She's inmate number 4.
That's her role today.
She's doing a bang up job. So now David comes on the screen with wig number 1, the choppy chop.
Yes.
They are together now as a couple.
Like in real life and virtually.
And now he's David and wants to be with her forever and will be David as long as he could be with her forever.
Right. So everyone else is out the door. Denise is gone.
Dee Dee's dead.
Leo's
Gavin?
dead.
No one.
Bye-bye, Marquis.
Bertha? Bertha's away.
But what do you think this is?
I would love if she was like, actually, Marquis moved to Arizona.
Right. And then here's another wig. But what is this?
No way to know. They don't ask any questions. But do you see what I'm saying? They don't ask it.
I mean, obviously, this is just someone who's mentally ill.
Well.
Uh-huh.
No judge.
I mean, that's not judging. That's stating a fact.
You know how I know that this person is mentally ill?
How?
I saw their wig cut.
Uh-huh.
They thought their wig was growing and they cut it.
Yes.
That's how I know.
They gave themselves a haircut on their wig. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we were led to believe that was Denise's house, that Airbnb. She's like, that's why I get mail here. Dave gets mail here. Okay. What?
Why didn't we go inside? Why did we have to sit in the driveway in a folding chair?
Right. Why did she have to sit
Orlando?
in a freaking folding chair? It was like 100. I would need a folding chair.
We would all need a folding chair.
Yeah, I'd be sitting like on the car or something.
I would be like, do you have a folding couch?
Right. Do you have a blanket I could just throw on this asphalt?
A picnic asphalt blanket?
Yum.
Do you have one of those blankets that they put on marathon runners?
Yes. I need something here.
So I could fry like a piece of bacon in the driveway?
I don't know. Like, I don't understand. I want to know more. I'm going to have to. I don't think I'm going to be able to find them. I'm going to have to look them up. I don't think that they're going to post anything new because the season just came out.
I think
I need to know more in general.
You know how we find out?
How?
Honestly, after watching this, 911.
911 probably knows.
You need to call 911. That's the only one you have to call after this.
Yeah, but on who? Denise? I think this is a typical Florida thing, to be honest.
Sorry, guys that live in Florida. We have
Florida friends. We love you guys.
Orlando specifically.
Orlando specific.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I mean, guys, okay. Orlando fans, tell us, what do you think?
Have you met Marquis? Have you met Gavin? Where's Leo? ¿Dónde está Leo?
Yeah, ¿dónde está? What do you think? Is this a typical thing?
Je ne sais.
I need to go to this. I need to go to York. I need to find Mama Wolf, Stefan Wolf, Wolfgang von Garish.
Wolfgang Puck. I need to find the COVID of their brother-in-law.
I'm never going to get over you saying COVID.
I can't believe that you don't say that.
Because it's not a word.
Whatever. You're so stupid.
Okay. This was definitely an enjoyable episode of Catfish, I must say.
No, it was, but what do you mean?
Right, but what happened?
I don't understand it. I still don't understand it. I think that everyone's just confused.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, everyone just feels silly.
I wonder if she still howls at the window for him.
How do you think they communicate? He doesn't really use his phone like that.
Well, that's true. Right? He doesn't. Shut up.
I hope that you're enjoying this episode, everyone.
I am.
I had a great time. Make sure you're following us on TikTok, Trash Talk Podcast on TikTok, Catfish Trash Talk on Instagram. Noelle's at Noe Girl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm at Trixie Choosing. You can find everything podcast related at TraceyCarnazzo.com, including our Patreon at patreon.com/Trash Talk Podcast, where you can find all of our bonus episodes. We just did some math. We've done over 1,000 episodes between Catfish Trash Talk, Teen Mom Trash Talk, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk, and all of the episodes on our Patreon. So go check it out. TraceyCarnazzo.com. Give us a 5-star rating and an amazing review on anything you listen to us on. And make sure you join us on YouTube if you're only listening on audio, because this episode comes out on YouTube before it comes out on audio.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day. And please drive up.
I was just going to say, please drive up.
Hasta luego.
Bye.